So Jimmy Butler was on their team with Embiid. And after the game, the Heat superstar and former Sixer Butler had some kind words for his former teammate Joel Embiid. Take a listen.
That I love him. I'm proud of him. Yes. I still wish I was on his team. I definitely love the Miami Heat, though, man. I'm glad that I'm here, but I got so much respect and love for Joel Embiid.
I'm happy for him. I won't sit here and say I wish. I didn't wish he was my teammate. Still don't know how we let him go, but I wish I could have gone to battle with him still. But it is what it is.
Wendy, you're completely right. This post-game sound is perhaps the greatest playoff post-game sound I have ever heard. And Amari, I'll turn to you real quick because this is what's getting me here. This is the first time in my life as a fan where I have loved the player that beat us more than any other player I can think of. Jimmy Butler is a truth teller, and he's not really picking on Philly. He's picking on management for saying, you let me go, you did this. So when you look at this situation and you look at where Embiid is right now, what does this mean for, what's going through your mind if you're a guy like Embiid who's putting everything you got out there on the floor, and this is the situation you find yourself in?
Well, I think Embiid's a bit frustrated, because, he wants to have a structured team around him so he can succeed in the playoffs. He want to be, he want to be in the championship game. That's what he wants. That's what he strives for. And the personnel right now is not built for that. But I do think, you have to give respect to Tobias Harris because, obviously that's your teammate, your current teammate now, and you can't overlook the fact that he's on your team now as your current teammate. So, but I do feel like Embiid's a little bit frustrated, and he wants to build a roster that's beneficial for him going forward in the postseason.
Now, Wendy, do you think that when you look at this, Joel Embiid, James Harden, what do you see their coexistence looking like if they do stay together?
I mean, look, let's just be honest, okay? Since we're in the spirit of the 76ers honesty, he's looking at his lead teammate being James Harden right now, and he's looking over at Jimmy Butler and thinking what could have been. That's what this was the pretext of. He's looking at one guy who didn't even have a free throw. I'm going to say that again. James Harden didn't even have a free throw in an elimination game at home, and Jimmy Butler, who was the best player in the series. That is what Joel Embiid is doing. He is lamenting that the season is over. He is lamenting, the man who calls himself the process, that the process has him here, trying to figure out whether James Harden will only take $30 million or $35 million, where Jimmy Butler obviously still wanted to be there. And this is a situation. It was a this is your life, this is your career moment for Joel Embiid, and he didn't like what was in front of him, and I don't blame him.
Wow. And you look at this, Seth, and I just have to say this. I think we need to now term this whole thing restart the process. Forget about trusting the process. It's time to restart all of this. And we've all been talking about the roster situation. What does that say about this team? Not just Doc, not just Harden, but this team and how it's been built from a coach's perspective and from a perspective of somebody who's been involved.
I mean, everyone talks about Daryl Morey being this genius. I don't see genius results from the, obviously, title. I think he does a great job of projecting that he's outworking everyone. He's going to out-trick it everyone. He's going to come up with this big deal. Like, I'll tell you one thing. It's like pounding nails. Like, it isn't a big deal. It's basically a puzzle. Put the puzzle together. You got Joel Embiid in the middle of that puzzle. You know what your job is? To find pieces that fit around him, because that dude is different. That dude is an MVP. Your job is not to hit a home run. You know what you have to? You got to have the right singles around him, the right role players and players around him. A play starter, a shot maker, a 3-and-D guy, a guy that can defend multiple positions. And then all of a sudden the centerpiece is Joel Embiid. So, like, to me, where it starts with the general manager, and that's just plain and simple. You can talk all about your brilliance. That's great. Results business. I think that's what one of the media guys said to Doc. That's also the general manager has to be held to that same thing.
That's a great
and you Philly guys, I mean, I'm sure you're taking care of that. He's worse than Greedy with the Jets.
Oh, my God. Oh, don't even get me started. I'm doing everything I can to keep myself in control on this show, folks.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.